Majestic she stands, a tribute to the Oakland Raider organization, an entire organization whose commitment to excellence was first pledged in 1963. Able young John Madden became head coach in 1969 and faced the awesome challenge of maintaining the Raiders' winning ways. He met the challenge in '69 with pro football's best record, 12-1-1, and the Western Division Championship. The Oakland Raiders emerged from the 60s with the finest 3 consecutive years in the history of professional football. No team was more respected, none more feared than the team that proudly wore the silver and black. But 1970 began a new era, a new challenge. The question now, could the Raiders continue to rank with the great organizations of professional sports? Were the Raiders ready to meet the challenge of the 70s? The Raider Challenge began in Cincinnati, where the Bengals, now fully grown, seem inspired by their new stadium. Not even the wizardry of Fred Biletnikoff could tame the Bengals as Oakland lost their first opening game since 1964. But in the furnace of defeat, a star was forged, a rugged, determined rookie from Morgan State, a tight end named Raymond Chester. In San Diego, the Raiders appeared ready to rip off a victory. George Atkinson led the defense with 2 steals. And a powerful offense struck for 27 points. But the Chargers rang up 27 points of their own. 2 games and still no taste of victory. In Miami, it was fire and rain. The Raiders started with fire as Charlie Smith scorched the soggy synthetic for a 60-yard touchdown that was washed out by a penalty. And Raider hopes were swamped as the Dolphins stepped to a 2013 win. 3 games, and still no taste of victory. The Raiders finally came home to meet undefeated division-leading Denver, and John Madden rallied his forces for a mission of destruction. The offensive line of Shell, Upshaw, Otto, Harvey, and Spears gave the runners room to roam, and the runners moved like a relentless silver and black tide that ultimately crashed on a goal line beach. Then it was Darryl LaMonica unleashing the Raiders' famed precision passing. LaMonica's arm whipped, and the ball whistled. There was no derailing the Oakland Express this day as they roared by Denver 35-23. Victory had returned, and loyal Raider fans sighed with relief. But it was a Pyrrhic victory, as All-Pro cornerback Willie Brown was lost with a shoulder injury on this interception. Washington arrived for a Monday night national TV game, and the Jurgensen airstrike was shot down by number 47, Kent McLuhan, and number 26, Nehemiah Wilson. Number 74, Tom Keating, and number 50, Dwayne Benson, dismembered the ground strike. And then came Hewitt Dixon, whose single purpose was to put a flash of silver and black into the end zone. Behind the blocking of Jim Otto and Harry Shue, Dixon was more than the Redskins could handle as he ran for 164 yards. He demolished the Skins' defense and set it up for the bomb which convinced the TV audience that the Silver and Black were back in the fight to be number one, back with a vengeance. Next, Pittsburgh, and rookie quarterback sensation Terry Bradshaw got a look at number 84, Tony Klein, one of Oakland's prize rookies. Number 34, Gus Otto, shut down the corner, and Kent McLuhan shut down the end zone. LaMonica streaked one to Raymond Chester. And then 43-year-old George Blanda came off the bench and hurled thunderbolts to Chester. One was called back, one was good, and one was superb. A veteran and a rookie had wreaked havoc, begun a phenomenon, and Oakland was battling toward first place in the West. The world champion Chiefs were next, and the Raiders' offense earned an early lead. The Raider defense, led by number 55, Dan Connors, and number 85, Carlton Oates, struck with fury. But the talented Chiefs came back to lead 17-14 late in the last quarter. Then all that remained was part fantasy, part outrage, and totally incredible. Raider radio announcer Bill King described it this way.
Here's the bootleg now by Dawson running to the right himself. He's got a first down. He's down to the 35, and he's brought down at the 28-yard line. Here's a flag, and here's Ben Davidson being jumped on by one of the Chiefs. Two more Chiefs come in. There's a big pile-up. Davidson and Taylor are going at it. There are at least 8 Chiefs. Here come all the Raiders. Holy Toledo, it's a free-for-all. It's all along this near sideline here. Stram is out. He's getting Lenny Dawson out of there. He doesn't want Dawson to get killed.
After the brawl was over, the defense had to stop the Chiefs, and they did. And the phenomenon got ready to strike again.
So the Raiders have the ball with 46 seconds to go. Darrell goes back to pass. A big push coming. He stands up to it. He throws it out to Smith. He takes it at the 32 and dances out of bounds at the 34 as he started upfield behind Lynch. Double wing now. Back is LaMonica to pass. Hey, look. He throws one for Biletnikoff. A fine catch at the 50, and he's creamed at the 46-yard line of the Chiefs. And with 8 seconds, George Blanda has handed the incredibly difficult job of about a 47 or 48-yard field goal. And here's your ball game. 17-14 Kansas City. LaMonica will spot at the 48. It's snapped. It's down. It's kicked. It is good. It's good. It is good. George Blanda has kicked a 48-yard field goal, and the scoreboard shows the Kansas City Chiefs 17 and the Oakland Raiders 17.
Back home, the valiant Raiders met Cleveland for the first time ever and led early. But the Browns, a perennial NFL power, came roaring back. With time running out, Cleveland led 20-13. Then, near disaster. LaMonica was injured. Blanda came in, and all that remained was part fantasy, part outrage, and totally incredible, except to Raider fans who knew that discipline and desire was driving the men in silver and black.
Biletnikoff lines up as a tight end on the right. Blanda back to pass. Blanda looks. Blanda throws. Complete touchdown, Wells. Raiders score. Blanda to Wells, who dived, coming back for the pass, caught it a yard in the end zone from 14 yards out. Now the conversion. Snap, spotted, kick. Good! It's tied! It's 20-20. 44 seconds to go. Nelson under center. Split backs behind him. Back he goes to pass. Gets the blocking. All the time in the world. He drills one, intercepted by McLuhan. McLuhan at the 50. McLuhan races wide to the right. Knocked down by Kelly. The Raiders have 2 timeouts left. They have the football with 34 seconds to go. It's a 20-20 game. Blanda back to pass. Here comes Jones. He's blocked. He throws to Dixon. Dixon going for the sideline. Gets out of bounds on the 45-yard line of Cleveland. 7 seconds to go. They're going to try a field goal from 53 yards. The odds against this must be about 76 million to a half. Well, George did it from 48 last week with maybe 3 feet to spare. Left hash mark. Stabler will hold. Stabler not as experienced holding as LaMonica. 4th down. Here it is. Snap. Spotted. It's kicked. That's got a chance. That is good. It's good. Holy Toledo. The place has gone wild. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The Oakland Raiders 23. The Cleveland Browns 20. George Blanda has just been elected king of the world.
In Denver, Oakland followed the script perfectly, taking a quick lead. But the Broncos rallied to lead 19-17 so late in the game that Denver fans celebrated victory. But no one should celebrate victory over the Raiders until they hear a gunshot. The phenomenon is pride and poise. It's Blanda zeroed in on Wells. The phenomenon is class and courage. And it's Blanda hitting Biletnikoff for a score. The phenomenon is discipline and desire. And it's number 20, Jimmy Warren, shutting off Denver's last hope with his 2nd interception of the day. The phenomenon is an Oakland Raider victory under any pressure. The Raiders came home without a defeat in their last 7 games, but the Chargers went ahead as they put 17 points on the board. Oakland answered with catches by Biletnikoff that set up 2 Charlie Smith touchdowns and tied the score at 17. Then it was Tony Klein spinning the Charger attack to the ground. It was Dave Grayson pulling butterflies out of the air. It was Bill Lasky giving the Raiders one final chance for Darrell to drive them to victory. It was unbelievable. It was Oakland hanging from the cliff again.
17-17, they're hanging from the cliff again. The biggest play of the day ahead right now is how to get 4 yards or better here. What happens after that will take care of itself. Darrell drops back to pass. Here comes a big one. He looks once. He's going to run. He's being pursued by DeLong. He's at the 40. He's first down at the 45. 30-yard line. He's out of bounds. Oh, Toledo. The Raiders have the first down. 18, 17, 16. The clock still going at 13, at 12. Clock stops at 7 seconds. They set it where they wanted it, and they knew. Everybody here knew exactly what they were waiting for. And here comes George Blanda onto the field. The 16-yard line. LaMonica will spot it. He waits. It's snapped. It's spotted. It's kicked. It is good. George Blanda has kicked the Oakland Raiders into a 3-point lead. 4 seconds remain to go. And this man may tie the San Francisco Bay Area up into a knot from which it may never extricate itself again.
In Detroit on Thanksgiving Day, 4 days after the Charger game, Oakland lost a 14-point lead and the game as the playoff-bound Lions bellowed out in victory. In New York the following week, there was more trouble. Despite Blanda to Wells, the Jets led 13-7. Time was fleeting when a now healthy Willie Brown intercepted, and Oakland had only 8 seconds and 1 chance to win. But if anyone thought Oakland could do it, the Jets should have. For it was in the historic Heidi game of 1968 that these Jets were certain winners until the Raiders exploded. In less than 20 seconds, Oakland scored twice and sealed the Jets' fate, a fate that in the 60s had doomed many opponents. For the Raiders were a team with last-second victories stashed somewhere beneath their battle-scarred silver and black helmets. It wasn't miracles, and it wasn't luck. It was instead a team poised, a team responding to challenge, ready to make and take any break. Any team is allowed one miracle, maybe two, but the Raiders defied all odds to become the winningest team in the American Football League since 1963. Now this tradition, born in the 60s, would be most severely tested as the Raiders confronted another impossible must-win situation.
The Raiders get the ball on the 32 or 33. Holy Toledo, one more shot they have. Well, this is stringing it right to the end. They may not have another one. It's 13-7 New York. 8 seconds to go. LaMonica comes in. Wells is back in for Biletnikoff. He's to the left. Sherman to the right. Loose quarterback coverage. They're way off. They don't want to give up the bomb. LaMonica's back. He looks. He's throwing deep for Wells in traffic. It's batted around. Wells catches the ball. Wells has caught the ball. Wells has caught a touchdown. And it's tied 13-13. 3 New York Jets. 3 of them were all over Wells. They batted the ball up in the air. Wells caught it, falling down. The Raiders. I don't believe it. 1 second left. The conversion to be tied. This is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. The Raiders had a chance to win it if Glenda can check the conversion. Spotted. Checked. It is good. The game is over, and the Oakland Raiders have come out of nowhere, out of absolute, utter, and certain defeat, to defeat the New York Jets, and the final scoreboard shows the Raiders 14, the Jets 13.
And now the big one, to decide who reigns supreme in pro football's toughest division. No last-second heroics today. Not today. Instead, hit, control, take charge, dominate.
We can't make mistakes in this game. Let's go, boys. Let's go, man.
The Raiders made no mistakes. Davidson, Oates, Keating, Klein, and Dotson did not make mistakes. And when number 44, Marv Hubbard, came in, he screamed at the Chiefs, "I'm coming at you." And he went at them. And when the Raiders' brain trust talked, they spoke of going right over them. And LaMonica went to Biletnikoff, right over them. No miracles today, just mind and muscle, silver and black, and number 1 in the West for a record-breaking 4th straight championship. The regular season closed with an anticlimactic loss to the 49ers. But the challenge continued. For now the Raiders, with amazing George Blanda as their most inspirational player, would host Miami in the playoffs. The AFC playoff looked like it would be played in dolphin weather. Before kickoff, the sun and the 18th straight sellout crowd filled the Coliseum. But the field hadn't dried, and the going was tough for both teams.
Here, it's pretty rough. It's muddy and you can't do what you want to do, you know.
The Raiders couldn't do what they wanted to do either, and were forced to go for a field goal.
Be down, baby. Be good, babe. Be good.
The Dolphins scored first, and 7 points could win in this mud. A determined defense dug in.
That's all. Come on, keep his head.
Close that hole. Hit it hard.
Make him fumble. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Let's go, Ben. Greasy wants to sleep.
And while the destroyers put Greasy to sleep, LaMonica picked the Raiders up and passed them goalward.
Don't let down, D. Don't let down now. We got to get it back. All the way.
7-7. But a tie meant nothing, and the defense knew it.
Come on, Willie. Full speed. Open up the gas now. Come on. Put your foot next to it.
Greasy was kept down in the mud, but the Raiders still needed more points.
Big play. Big down. Come on, baby.
The 82-yarder to Rod Sherman, a clutch performer all season, meant victory once more for Oakland. So it would be silver and black in Baltimore in the AFC Championship. But in Baltimore, the young general missed by inches. And then was missing from the game, leveled by a bulldozer named Bubba. The old general replaced him, and the Raiders fought back. But in the end, it was John Unitas, NFL Player of the Decade, who hit for the big play. And then it was over. The Colts to Miami, the Raiders to Oakland. So what kind of a season was it? After 11 years of struggle and dedication, a day of defeat curtailed the destiny of the Oakland Raiders. But nothing could blot out another year of glory. What kind of a season was it? A season that saw the silver and black maintain their lofty position as one of the finest organizations in the history of professional sport. It was a season that merits a salute to the coaches, backup men, and special team warriors like George Bueller and Pete Banaszak, Eyeshide and Stabler, Toms, Todd, Coy, Highsmith, Budness, Irons, Bowie, Weathers, McKinnon, and original Raider Wayne Hawkins. In 1970, the Oakland Raiders thrilled our country as no other team in professional football history has ever done. They won victory upon dramatic victory, and always with poise. Poise above all. What kind of a season was it?
If a television scriptwriter or a hack pulp fiction writer tried to write the kind of finishes the Raiders have produced this year, they would send him to the loony bin before he ever got past the first proofreader.
In 1963, Al Davis made the total commitment to excellence for the Raider organization. But the only real test of any great organization is how long its success can endure. The Oakland Raiders have met this test. People said it couldn't be done, say that it cannot continue. But this is the challenge, and the Oakland Raiders stand ready to meet the challenge of the seven.